Hello, friends. I am jumping on to chat with you a little bit about the biggest myth about publicity, okay? So this is something I have to talk to clients about all the time when we get on our phone call to decide if we're gonna work together. Sometimes we talk about it again and again during the process of working together. And I have a story to share with you, something that happened personally to me today that sort of illustrates why this is a myth and why maybe your strategy around publicity needs to change. Okay, are you ready for the first myth? If you're here live, say hi so that I can say hi back. The biggest myth around publicity is that one big hit will somehow change your life or change your business. One piece on Fast Company or a piece on Forbes, or even for that matter, an appearance on TV. Now, if you've got a product and that one thing is being on Shark Tank, sure, one appearance can change it. But for all of you that I know here in the group and know what kind of products and services that you have, there is unlikely to be one piece of publicity that's going to change your life or change your business. Publicity is a long-term strategy, okay? I know we live in a world of instant gratification. Hi, Ebony. And I know we want what we want and we want it right now. I totally get it, guys. I'm like that too. But let me tell you what happened to me today. I had this awesome opportunity today, but I want to tell you how I got it to sort of illustrate how publicity actually works in real life, okay? So today, I delivered a speech, and actually I did it from home. I was able to do it over a live webinar. This was a paid speaking opportunity that I didn't even have to leave my house for. It was with the YWCA, and it was to speak to professional women about professional development skills. This is something I used to talk about a lot, having been in the corporate world and having been an attorney before I left and went out on my own, and it's something I still speak about. And I was approached, gosh, it's probably been 6 months ago or more, to set up this date. And I love being able to do ones like this where I can do it from home and don't even have to travel. And it was only an hour out of my day, and I made pretty good money to talk about professional development skills specifically for women. So, but here's the thing. How did they find me? Okay, this is the point I want to make. What they had me speak about today, and the reason they approached me, I don't know if that's the only reason they approached me, but the way they came up with the topic for today and the reason I spoke today is because of a piece I wrote for Women's Day. Are you ready for this? In 2012, okay, people, 5 years ago. If you're watching this on replay in 2018, 2019, whatever, it is currently 2017. It has been 5 years since I wrote that piece for Women's Day, okay? That does not mean that every time you've got a big opportunity, it's going to take you 5 years to capitalize on it, okay? There are other things I've done where I've gotten something out of it a lot faster. But a lot of what I get, particularly a lot of what I get in terms of paid public speaking, comes from years of guest blogging and contributing. I have written for Forbes for 4 years, over the course of 6 years. So I wrote for them for 2 years. I left and went to ESPN, went back to Forbes, and have been there another 2 years now. I get a lot. Actually, the vast majority of my paid public speaking comes from Forbes or from people who find me through Twitter or LinkedIn, but largely they're finding me there because I'm sharing content from Forbes. So in my mind, it all comes back to Forbes. I just recently got a brand new retainer client, and those of you who know what I charge for my retainer right now, as of this recording, I charge $2,000 a month. I just got a new retainer client who has been following me since an article I wrote on Forbes in 2011. Actually, let me think about that for a second, make sure that's right. Yes, I wrote that article for Forbes in 2011. Took him 6 years to hire me. You know why? Because when he read the article, he was a student. He was in his MBA program, I think, at the time. So it's taken him all this time to grow this business, which is now a multi-million-dollar business. I just spent the afternoon putting together a press release about a $2 million investment they got in their company that we're going to release tomorrow morning. But he found me he knew exactly the piece I wrote, okay? It had something to do with college sports, and it was where he was going to school at the time. I wrote it in 2011, okay? And it took him 6 years to come back to me and work with me. But that is how publicity works. It is not instant gratification most of the time. Now, I talk to you all the time about podcast interviews and how much I love podcast interviews because you can get people on your list fast, and then you can nurture those leads and you can get them to buy into products and services. That's certainly faster. But when we're talking about like life-changing things, when we're talking about huge opportunities, when you see me posting about these big opportunities I get for paid public speaking, I've got another speaking gig this weekend. When you see me post about that kind of stuff, or that I've gotten these opportunities to write in really cool places or go on national TV or national radio, most of that is the result of things I did years ago, or a result of the cumulative effect of the years of stuff that I've done, okay? So I know it can be frustrating because there isn't that instant gratification there, but think about it this way. A year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, your future self is gonna thank you for the publicity things you're doing today, okay? So if you're thinking that, you don't have the time to put in that sort of effort and whatever, think about what you a year from now, or 2 years from now, or 3 years from now, wherever you are in your business then, what are you gonna wish you had done now? What if you had been guest blogging 2 years ago for Forbes? What would your business look like now, okay? My business looks like it does because I have been doing these things, guest blogging, podcast interviews, radio interviews, TV, public speaking, for years, okay? So I just want you to understand that this publicity is not a world generally of instant gratification. The instant gratification you're gonna get is being able to tell people that you had these hits and you got to do these cool things. And I do think it can help move along people who are already essentially in your funnel or who are already following you, to see you as more credible, someone who's on the fence, to sort of push them over the edge, make them realize, yes, you are an expert and you're the person who they want to work with. It's not that I don't think that publicity doesn't do something for you right now. It does. But when you're thinking about it blowing up your business, and when you're thinking about these huge opportunities you want, so many of you tell me your dream goal is to be on Oprah, to be on her Sunday show and to have that opportunity. Okay, the path to those huge opportunities is all the smaller opportunities you can be doing right now, okay? But it's a long-term strategy. You don't do it for 30 days and say, oh, I didn't get anything out of it. And look, I've had clients like that. As a matter of fact, it's why I've instituted a minimum 90 days for retainer clients, because you're not gonna feel like you got anything out of it after 30 days, to be quite honest. I have a client right now who we've gotten the best results for the fastest, I've never had anyone I've gotten this much for this fast. We're about 45 days in or so, and we have landed her a feature in Inc. We online, not in the magazine. I never want to make it sound like it's something that it isn't. Okay, we landed her, but that's still huge. We landed her a feature with Inc. I'm submitting her. I've already been discussing with an editor at Forbes about her, and they just asked for a draft from her today. Fast Company asked for a draft. Entrepreneur asked for a draft. We've booked her on quite a few podcasts already. So she's landing this, what we consider big kind of stuff with these big outlets that you guys recognize, and we did that in the first 45 days. But that's the fastest I've ever done it with anybody. And it's because she's already got a business that has generated almost $2 million from what it is that she does. Her specialty is course creation. And because of the results she already has, I am able to pitch her for some bigger stuff pretty soon in our relationship. But that's not necessarily normal. I try to set expectations with clients when they come in the door and let them know that, at the end of 30 days, you're probably not going to feel like publicity's done anything for you. It's going to take us a little bit of time to write your pitches and build out your pitch list, because all that's done custom for every client. It's not plug and play stuff we already have. It's about reaching your specific audience and your goals. And then we're pitching it. Even if we land you a podcast interview, you're not going to record for a few weeks. Then it's not going to be published for a few more weeks. So at the end of 30 days, you might feel like you've gotten nothing. So I prefer 90 days, because I think at the end of 90 days, you know whether it's working or not. You know whether we've got that momentum. But a lot of people get to, the end of 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, whatever it is, and they've got this great momentum, and they decide they're done. Okay. In my view, and I don't say this because they're my retainer clients, look, I've got other people, I'm full right now. I've got a wait list, so I can slot somebody in their place. But I don't want to lose the momentum, because that's where the really awesome opportunities come from, is this build up over time of your content being out in the world. In the same way we talk about passive products creating you, like online courses and evergreen sort of products, creating you this passive income, and that they're out there working in your sleep, and you wake up and you got money in your account from where somebody bought it overnight. Publicity is sort of the same way. It is out there on the internet, aside from public speaking, maybe, working for you all the time. People still come across blogs I wrote 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I still get comments on one blog. It's on LinkedIn. It's not even on a big outlet. It's a blog I published through LinkedIn Publisher. And I get comments on it several times a week. I wrote it 3 years ago. So you get that content out in the world so it can start working for you, and recognize this is part of your business long term. In an ideal world, it becomes part of your business as soon as you know what you do, who you serve, what you have to offer them, okay? And then it continues to be a part of your business all the way through. I have a client who's been with me for 2 years, and we have like the best momentum we've ever had right now with her getting quotes in national publications. We are pitching her for national TV right now. She just got TV in some other markets. She's done a lot in our market already. And we have been consistently getting things for 2 years, and they're snowballing. They're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. That doesn't happen if you stop after 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. It is something you commit to long term, and the dividends will be there if you're patient. I'm telling you because I know, because my content that I put out into the world, the first time around I was at Forbes from 2010 to 2012. This stuff's getting me clients now in 2017, okay? So once it's out there, and it can continue to work for you for the foreseeable future. So, I wanted to jump on and talk about why I think that there's this, obsession with the instant gratification with publicity, and that the expectations are that it's going to blow up your business the first time you get one big hit. That isn't typically how it works. Publicity is part of your long-term marketing strategy. So, I hope you all will sort of reflect on that and think about how it fits into your business, and be patient with it. I'm telling you, if you are patient, the things will come. I promise. Hi, Valerie. Valerie's somebody who has been working on stuff for, she's probably been in my group 2 years now, right, Valerie? Probably coming close on 2 years. And has continually gotten more and more, and been in newspapers and been in bigger publications and invited to bigger things. Publicity is something that grows over time. You want to get that momentum, but it means sticking with it and being patient. The rest of you who are here, say hi, because I would love to say hi back. And if you have any questions about expectations around publicity and timing for things, feel free to ask those kind of questions. I'm happy to answer them. I'm just telling you that I'm my own best case study. I'm also my own guinea pig, okay? And I can tell you that I frequently still get business, get emails, get tweets, get private messages about things I wrote or said or did 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. I told you guys earlier in the broadcast, if you weren't here, this paid speaking gig I had today came from a piece I wrote 5 years ago. Okay, that content is still out there working for me, and people are still finding it as they search for someone they want for a guest post, or for a speaking engagement, or a TV segment, or whatever it is. Once it's out there working for you. So start getting that stuff out there. Start getting content placed wherever you can, your own site, other people's sites, major media companies, podcasts, whatever you can get out there and start getting it. I'm telling you, you don't have to be at a certain stage in your business. You don't have to be in business a certain amount of time or be making a certain amount of money. I would say for publicity, I think the bare minimum what you need is to know what you do, who you serve, and have something you can offer them to make money back. So some sort of service or product so that you can generate revenue. That's it. Valerie says, so true. It's hard to be patient, but I'm right. Yes, I am right. Okay, I don't see any other questions from you guys. Thank you for those of you who joined me live. If you watch it on the replay and you have questions, drop them in and I will come back and get to them and get you answers. Love you guys. See you again soon.